Make some noise. Hadithi, Hadithi.
Hadithi. Yeah, we have some regulars today. Good. But more energy. Hadithi. Thank you so much. Welcome to Hadithi Johannesburg, part of Hadithi Africa. You could have been anywhere else. You could have been watching Generations. I don't watch TV. Is it on yet? Oh yeah. So you could have been on a date. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here with us. So thank you so much for that. So welcome. Today we're going to do things a bit differently than usual. We're going to have 10 storytellers. We're just going to story you to death. No, I'm kidding that. But thank you so much. Just for some housekeeping, but that's what I touch on that a bit. But just to introduce you to everyone, today on the crew we have Kulo, who's taking pictures. So whenever you see him, smile. He's great. He's gonna look great regardless, it's fine. And then on video we have Mr. William Morrison. Welcome, thank you. And then during the storytelling, you're gonna hear some background music. And let me tell you, this is not rehearsed. So when you hear the music, it's based on the mood of the story itself. So like, this is some brilliant work right here. So we have Jason, aka Fat Kid Music, on the keyboard. And then we have Akona, who's going to be on the vocals, aka Prince. And then we have our sound engineer, Neo, aka Q. So if anything goes wrong with the sound, it's not him, it's load shedding, please. So because remember on Jeff Eddy, the presenters used to also sing a little bit. So me being the MC, we're gonna do like Jim Ellie, and this is a storytelling event, so I'm going to tell a bit of a story. Very short. God, I'm nervous. I can't even breathe in this dress, my God. So, I never particularly liked Christmas. I don't hate it or anything, but it was never really my thing. Plus, we were never a particularly traditional family. But we had this particular tradition. Every year, my dad would make us go to the mall and then buy a little gift for our grandmother. She was not particularly like traditionally our grandmother. She just happened to be a distant relative who was also sort of like a spiritual advisor to my dad. So every Christmas, what would happen is that we go to the mall, we buy a gift for her, and we take it to her. She used to live in Bophelo, that's in the Val. Like Lazala said, we're just next to the Free State. So every Christmas we would just buy something, go and give it to her, and that would be it. That's literally Christmas for us. Nothing more, nothing less, no big cooking, no Christmas tree, nothing. So as we grew older, my dad thought, he can trust us to do this. So he would just give us the money, send us on our way to the mall. We would buy something and then take it to Wipilo. Easy enough, no problem. We did this for a few years. And then one particular year, we get there and we find a daughter there. So we just tell her, we're here for the usual, we bought a gift. Here it is, where is she? And the daughter says, did no one tell you? She passed away this year. And we were like, that's weird because no one said anything to us or to our dad. That's why we're here. And we never came to the funeral. We knew nothing about it. And she says, yeah, it happened. But then the weird thing, well, not so weird, is that they would go sometimes for a few months without talking. So it was not really unusual for them to not talk for a long time. But why no one told us was very bizarre. So we just, like, it is what it is. We left the gift there for her instead of just taking it with us. That would be weird, obviously. We left it there for her and we said, okay, cool, thanks. We'll tell my dad. So we get home, me being the oldest of the bunch, I had to break the news to my dad. And So I tell him what happened, and he didn't even say anything. He didn't cry, he looked sad, but he wouldn't say anything. I was trying my best, like, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Obviously in Lesotho, not in English. But like, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Is there anything you want? Anything I can do? Because I knew he was heartbroken and also confused as to why no one said anything. Fair enough, we were not blood relatives, but you'd think. And I tried to get something out of him, but nothing came out. And really, that is it. My dad is a man, obviously, but also he's a staunch Zulu man. And his whole life, you don't cry as a man. His father passed away when he was 10, and he had to start working quite early, not when he was 10, but a few years later. And even when my mother passed, he didn't cry. When some of his siblings passed, he didn't cry. I've never in my 30 years of existence seen my father cry. Ever. Even when you can see that he's trying to just hold it in, he just couldn't let himself go and be human and just let it out. And really, it's a shame. It's really a shame how much we rob men of the right to feel. So that's why we're here tonight. We've had tons of stories told on the stage, and we'd like to think Hadithi is now a safe space, but it seems the women are the only ones who feel safe enough to express their emotions and express the sad stories, the touching stories. I've been on the Hadithi stage and I told my story, and a lot of other people have, but then the men will tell the funny story. The men will tell I had a crush on a girl and it was funny and all of that. So we thought, let's mix it up for once. Get the men up here, tell us how they feel. Whatever happened, if it's a funny story that maybe went wrong, how did you feel about it? So today we are here, we'll hear some stories. Some of them will be funny. I mean, we don't want you to be depressed. So we will just hear from men only. So the stereotypes about men not feeling, not happening tonight. Men will tell us about how they feel, and hopefully some of us go away with a bit more understanding of how the men in our lives feel. Yes, yes, yes.